Hello friends! Welcome to the finale of our 13 Days of Halloween series for 2024. In this video, we're going to make a Halloween tumbler that's a little bit transitional, like you can use this whenever you want. I mean, Halloween tumblers are good year-round, right? So we're going to do a half and half split tumbler, and I'm going to use this orange buffalo check pattern. I got this seamless file on Creative Fabrica and printed it out on printable vinyl, and now I'm just going to trim it up, and this is what we're going to use to wrap around our tumbler. So I will link that seamless file in the description box if you want to use the same one. You can also use like professionally printed vinyl if you'd like, or if you want to be really fancy, you can do a glitter buffalo check like I did in my last tutorial. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. I'll show you how to do a glitter buffalo check. I'm going to be using a 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler from the Stainless Steel Depot. So I just estimated how big I wanted this bottom vinyl section to be. I didn't measure a perfect half and half. If you want to, of course you can, but I just kind of estimated how big I wanted this bottom section to be, and then I trimmed the vinyl down to that size. And now what I'm going to do is wrap the vinyl around the bottom half of the tumbler. So like I do with any other pattern vinyl, I'm going to cut away a little bit of the backing so I've got a little strip of adhesive exposed. And what I'm doing here is just wrapping the vinyl around, making sure that it's going to line up properly. Typically with a busier pattern, you don't really need to be super serious about getting your lines to line up in a perfect way. But when you're doing a plaid or stripes or anything like that that has a more precise pattern, you want to take the extra time to make sure that everything's going to line up and look right, because if it doesn't, you're definitely going to be able to tell. So once I have that all lined up properly, I'm going to apply it the same way I do any other pattern vinyl. I'm going to use the felt end of my squeegee to just push the vinyl onto the tumbler as I rotate it in my cup cradle, pushing the backing away as I go. And then you'll see there, once I got to the end, I just cut off the excess and everything lines up pretty much perfectly. You can tell where the seam is because it's just a tiny little strip, but the colors line up and I was totally okay with it looking like that. So from here, we're going to go right into a coat of epoxy. I'm going to use my Flynn Sister Supply Shop Fast Cure epoxy here, and I'm going to mix up about 25 milliliters. And I think I ended up applying either all of it or maybe like 20 milliliters to the tumbler. And I'm going to let that spin on my turner for probably like 8 to 12 hours. I wanted to make sure everything was really nice and cured so that we can move into all of our other design elements. All right, so our cup is cured and we are ready to start adding all of the fun stuff to our tumbler. To start, for the top half of our cup, I'm going to use this spiderweb vinyl from Southern Belle Glitter. This is a clear foil. Did I say vinyl? It's foil. It's clear, so all we're going to see on our tumbler are these really cool spider webs. And to adhere the foil, instead of using the foil adhesive like I normally do when I apply foil, I wanted to try these double-sided adhesive sheets. These are also from Southern Belle Glitter, but I think you can get a similar thing on Amazon. So I will link both options for you if you want to check them out. So to start, I'm going to mask off the top portion of our plaid section down at the bottom. You definitely don't have to do this, but I always prefer to, just in case. And then I'm going to take that double-sided adhesive sheet and I'm going to cut it down to basically the size of the top half of our tumbler. I'm going to leave a little bit of excess at the top just in case. I always like to leave just a little bit extra. Better safe than sorry. And then I'm going to apply this basically the same way I would with a patterned vinyl. I'm going to remove a little bit of the backing, line up the straight edge of the double-sided adhesive with the straight edge of our painter's tape, and then I'm just going to wrap it just like we would patterned vinyl. Okay, so to apply the foil with the double-sided adhesive, I'm going to do a little bit of like a double wrapping situation here. So I'm going to start to remove this protective backing or fronting, I guess, since it's on top, whatever. I'm going to start to remove a little bit of adhesive, and then I'm going to line my foil up again with the kind of like in the center, I guess, of the double-sided adhesive. We'll have a little bit of excess on either end, but remember, the foil is only going to stick to the exposed adhesive, so you don't need to worry about it sticking to anything else. And I'm going to, as you can see, push the foil onto that adhesive as I push that protective sheet exposing the adhesive. So we're kind of doing like a double push here. We're pushing the foil on and pushing the protective sheet away, and I'm just wrapping my cup in my cup cradle as I go, and once I get to the back where the seam is, we can start to remove that protective layer from the foil, and then we'll just have the spider webs left on our tumbler. The next thing we're going to do is add our decal and our striping for the middle section of the tumbler. So I found this really cute little image of a ghost eating pumpkin pie on Etsy, and I thought it would be perfect for like using around Halloween, but also maybe using it in November because he's eating pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. I don't know. So first though, I'm going to add my vinyl striping. I'm going to use this really pretty kind of color shifty vinyl from Teckwrap Craft. This is a shimmer or glitter vinyl, and it kind of shifts like purpley green-ish. And I cut this at 0.27 inches in width, so it's just a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch. And I'm gonna put that right in the middle of our cup where our two patterns meet. And then I'm gonna take a thinner line of just regular plain orange vinyl and wrap that around the middle of that glitter stripe that we have to do a little bit of double layering action. I also added another little strip of nail tape to the middle of that orange line, but then as I was epoxying later, it kept lifting and like coming up. It did not stick well at all, and I did not seal the vinyl, so I ended up pulling that off during the epoxying process. So if you like the way this looks with like the triple stripe, I would recommend sealing your vinyl before you go into your epoxy, but I didn't do that this time, so I ended up just removing that little thin stripe. So once that was all finished, I applied our cute little ghost to the top of our tumbler. Now I did apply this to an area where there was a little bit of a bump on the top of the cup, and I don't know why in my brain I thought, oh, well, I'll just put the decal on top of the bump and it will hide it and no one will be able to tell, but you can absolutely tell. So just ignore that. It's okay though, because we are going to add, of course, some glitter to this tumbler. I can't make a finale tumbler and not put any glitter on it. So we're going to do some glitter, and it's going to, in my opinion, I think at least, it camouflages that little bump mistake we made. So we can just ignore that and pretend it did not happen. I'm going to add two different glitters to the top and the bottom of the tumbler, and I'm going to do both of them with UV resin. So starting with the top, we're going to take Parabatai from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's my absolute favorite white, and I'm going to mix a little bit of that in with my UV resin, and then we're just going to apply this all over the top half of our tumbler. We're going to put it on the ghost, of course, to hide the bump that never happened, remember? And all over the spider webs, just to give it a little bit of extra sparkle. You guys know how I like to do it around here. If you don't want to add the glitter, you absolutely don't have to, but more glitter is always better, in my opinion. Once I have that glitter and UV resin applied to the top half of my tumbler, I am going to spin it under my UV lamp for about 5 minutes to cure it before we move on to this next step. For the bottom half of the tumbler, I made a little mini custom mix. I'm using Myers 2.0, Glowstick, and Midas, all from Peachy Olive Glitters, to make a little bit of a Halloween sparkly glitter mix that we can put over our plaid just to give it a little bit of sparkle. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing that we did on the top. I'm gonna mix all of that into my UV resin and then just spread it really sparingly all over the bottom of the cup. Again, once that is applied to the tumbler, I'm going to spin it under my UV lamp for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll be ready to apply my final 2 coats of epoxy. I'm going to use the Flynn Sisters Fast Cure for this first coat over the glitter, and then as always for my final coat, I'm using the Artist Cure epoxy from Flynn Sisters Supply Shop. So this coat right now that I'm putting on is 20 milliliters, and then the final coat will likely also be around 20 milliliters. You don't need to do super thick coats here because we didn't do a traditional glittering method. I'm not going to show it in this video, but what I typically do before my final coat is a nice little round of sanding, make sure that top rim is cleaned up really well, and then you can add your final coat of epoxy. I always like to do a nice quick sanding before I add my final coat to make sure that everything is totally smooth, and then the final coat just makes everything like 10 out of 10, you know what I mean? So that is it for this tutorial. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed all of the videos that have been in this Halloween series. I know that we did not do it the traditional way, like a new video every single day. Thank you guys for sticking with me and watching all of these videos. And I will be doing, as always, my 12 days of Christmas. That will be coming at the end of November, and we will do a lot better than we did with Halloween. They will all be, you know, back to back to back for the Christmas season. So if there's anything you want to see, please let me know. I am already working on those videos. So if there's anything specific you want to see for the Christmas series, please be sure to let me know down below in the comments, and I will try to incorporate that if I can. But otherwise, let me know what you thought of this series, of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. As always, you guys are the best. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Okay, love you, bye. Hello friends, thanks so much for watching this video. I want to say a huge special thank you to my elite fam, my channel members, and my subscribers. You all make this channel possible, so thank you so much for being part of the fam. If you want more exclusive content from me, you can join my elite fam at patreon.com/elitefam. You can find my tumblers and digital files on my website, madebymalstudio.com. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at madebymal_studio. Here's another video for you to check out, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.